There's no blueprint for success when it comes to the real estate market. You cannot take someone's exact blueprint, plug and play it directly into you, do exactly what they say and they do, and convert. The honest truth is you have to take a blueprint, you have to tweak it into your personality and your way, because marketing is all about personality. It's all about your story. So the truth is we have to dial it in, change it, and take that blueprint, level it up in order to have success. This also goes for when we're talking about touches on clients and how you go about interacting with your clients. If it doesn't match your personality and it's out of context for you to have that touch on your client, it absolutely will not convert the way it is supposed to. So today we're going to dive into that. So stay tuned and see if you are getting the touches on your clients and your sphere that you need to become a top producing agent in the real estate industry. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane's Real Estate Agent Playbook. Please share if you're listening on podcasts or watching on YouTube. Absolutely love connecting with more real estate agents and helping them win every single day at the game of real estate. Okay, so I got to thinking, and I actually recently read Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller just because I often reference it, so I decided to read it. Truth is, it's like a textbook. Obviously, it's very old. It's kind of stood the test of time, but in there they talk and they dial down touches that you should have, and there's somewhere right around 50 touches a year back in 2002 that you needed to have in order to stay top of mind to your client. The truth is, information travels way quicker. We have much shorter attention spans due to the short form content and all the social media stuff out there. So I, in fact, 3x that, and most of my clients in my sphere get 140 to 150 touches per year from all different angles. And this doesn't mean that, every single one of those touches reaches the client. Just like a piece of direct mail, a husband goes, checks the mail, he throws it out, it never reaches the wife, or whatever that may be. You can't think that every single one of those things that you do is actually going to convert. So we need to have as many as possible and be dynamic within it. And we'll talk about that in a second. So back in 2002, Gary Keller laid it out. Lots of direct mail, lots of phone calls, all the things. And some people call it old school. And some people say, I don't want to build my business, in the dinosaur era or anything like that. The truth is that we can't lose that personal connection. People are getting sick of technology. So we must integrate technology and use it as a tool while at the same time, not necessarily fully diving into all that offers. So that's super important to kind of have a hybrid mix and not, push away the old archaic ideas and build an entire client journey that we've talked about. If you want to check out my client journey all the way, it's a 3-part series from lead to forever client. Check that out right here. It's an amazing series, and you can absolutely start with part 1 that I just put up there and go all the way through it and really dive into those touches. But the question is, do we have enough touches? And the truth is we need to talk about, are the touches fitting your personality, directed at that client avatar that you're looking to serve, and how are they interacting with it? So let's unpack that a little bit. Obviously, I just mentioned I have about 140 to 150 touches on my clients, and it's a little bit different, right? Everybody's different. If you're talking about, a full-fledged marketing plan, it's going to cost some money. So obviously, being in the business for 10 years, I have a little bit of equity built into the business, and I'm able to, do the mailers and throw events and, do all the things. But at first, if you just start small, you're able to do it. You're able to, do a weekly email. And when your database is small, it doesn't cost, and you don't have to have the fancy email subscriptions. And maybe it doesn't have quite the tracking, or maybe it does because some of those offer free for so many emails per month or whatever. So make sure that you're doing everything you can, in the free space, in the marketing space, before you run out and spend a bunch of money on mailers, a bunch of money on this, because it's really important that you connect it all and make it all a little bit dynamic and make it, most importantly, fit your personality. So we all hear that consistency is the king, but the content has to be different. For instance, I have mailers that are, buy one, get one free to businesses within my community. That has nothing to do, and I hardly ever even mention those to my clients. I have weekly market updates that talk about the market and what's going on and what's boots on the ground so that they're constantly getting updated. And some people are bored to death by that, but then they get an email that has, maybe home searches attached to that market update, attached to different call to actions and, different articles and listings and things. So as you can see, the email is kind of where my landing place is for all of my content, but there's something in there for everybody. There's something in there. I have clients all the time. They're like, Jeremy, I don't care about the market. I know that you know, so just tell me what I need to know about this specific home or, this specific neighborhood and what's going on there. And so you can't necessarily dial it all in, but they understand with the presence that you are dialed into the market and you understand that piece, and they are confident in you because you're putting out that content. They don't have to consume every minute of it, but so many of my clients come to me and they ask me questions off the record, on the record, whatever, about what they think about the market is and all of the things. And so we can talk and have a logical conversation because I put time and study into that and network with people that absolutely help me build that knowledge base so that when the time comes, I can insert a little bit of knowledge that, this buyer or seller, future client will take and understand and use. So that's really where it comes down to being super dynamic and being able to explain, all the things. And so that's a super important part of being a real estate agent, is just understanding your local market, understanding how people work. And we'll do a video shortly on 15% of my job has to do with homes and selling homes. And we'll dive into how we interact with clients and manage personalities and deal with the emotions that go into one of the biggest investments of a lifetime. But the bottom line is you have to have a little bit of tools for every little situation. And as you grow and as you build these, content pieces, that's absolutely where you should direct your content to help nurture that base and have them have the confidence in you to trust you as a real estate agent. And that kind of brings me to my next point. What is the purpose of you creating content? And being a part of the Wolfpack, it's across the board, right? I have people that have never done a transaction. They're creating content. They want to get leads. They've never worked or lived in the, place that they live now. And so they're building a sphere and they're working on getting leads and driving people and putting them into their sphere of influence so they could build that. Somebody like myself, it's been a native here, went to college an hour north, moved right back to town. I have a huge sphere, and now my content is directed at nurturing that sphere because I have that sphere base, and I know that most of my transactions come from people that know, like, and trust me, or people that they know, like, and trust enough to give my information to. And so if we can make that happen and make that delineation, it's huge. And that's why, creating your client avatar is super huge. And I did a video on that. You can check that out right here. But if you're dialed into that and you're always offering a solution and your content is there, I create my content just so my sphere of influence, the 2,000, 2,500 people that get my weekly email, have that source and they know it's coming and they don't have to open it every single week. But in the event they do, or they stumble upon somebody that's interested, they can forward it on to them and just have my content going to them. And maybe they friend me on socials. Maybe they're not email people and they're following me on Instagram. They see my lives, or they follow me or friend me on Facebook and they see all the content that I'm putting out there. That's when the content becomes super dynamic and it's okay. And people constantly come up to me and say, yeah, I was watching this video, and then your face popped up and your video popped up and I watched that video on the market, or all the things. And so the power of technology is real, but it's important to have all of those touches because, I go to a friend's house and they have the Broncos schedule on the refrigerator. They're not on Facebook. They never check their email because they're out working all day and they just don't want to deal with it. And so you have to be dynamic and reach all of those different people. So when I say 150 touches per year, that's probably a little bit of I put 150 pieces of content that is directed for my clients, but do they interact with all 150? Absolutely not. And these touches are so important. And we'll dive into a little bit of why that works in my business in the coming videos. But for now, are you doing enough? And I would challenge you to start small, maybe 10 to 15 touches while you're just getting the business that first quarter, an email, a social media post. All of the things can really go a long way to get you going. Then you can maybe send a letter, a handwritten note. When you have a smaller database, those handwritten notes really convert. And if you can start building that database, even if you have 10 to 15 people that you know, like, and trust are in your little group, and you know that you can build them into referral sources, that's where your touches need to kind of direct to, and make sure that you're nurturing those so that you can absolutely build your business off that solid foundation. And then we can worry about all the other things, but just constantly have that in your mind. How many times am I touching my clients? How many times are they getting information from me? How many times are they building that confidence in me to go to the next step? The best part about all of this is my passion. I'm so excited that I'm able to help agents do this. So if you feel like this kind of speaks to you and you need a little help setting it up or some brainstorming, please book a game plan call with me. I would love to help you no matter what brokerage you're at. I'm not going to try and convince you to join my group at EXP or anything like that, but let's just sit down, 15, 30-minute call, and really dial in a strategy that works for you, for your personality, because this is truly my passion. And I know that you can build a real estate business, 6-7-figure real estate business, just based on these basic strategies. And oftentimes we get too big and too overwhelmed and too detailed and worry about things that maybe aren't the best strategies to build a business. And that's all I got for you today. So please check out this video right here. This will be the very last strategy you need to get listing leads constantly coming into your pipeline. And I know that's a big thing. So check this video out. I'll post it right here. And I would love to reach out to you. If you're listening on the podcast, I'll definitely link that video in the show notes. But reach out, give me a 5-star review, help others learn about the show. We're just getting started with this podcast, so super excited to keep it growing. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with your favorite real estate agent, and I'd love to connect with you sometime soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.